What's up, everybody? I'm live here at the theater because I couldn't get to the studio in time, but I couldn't wait to give you my review of Birds of Prey. And I have here, which I'll be sharing with you later, but I wanted to share you my thoughts coming out of the theater, right out of the theater of Birds of Prey. Look, I know there's a lot of people who are worried about this movie, a lot of people who've come in with sort of negative energy to this movie. I went in very positively. I imagine you went in very positively because you're dressed as her. We'll find out if she regrets that decision in a minute. But before I get to Harley Quinn, Katie here, her Harley Quinn opinion, I want to sort of just overview. I went in positive. I went in expecting, the reviews were good. I was like, you know what? I'm going to try and give this movie a shot. I was excited to give this movie a shot. And for about the first 45 minutes to an hour, I was really not having a great time. I just found it to be tonally odd, confusing. She was kind of annoying where I liked her in Suicide Squad. It just full force Harley Quinn in this one. I wasn't feeling it. And then about an hour in, when we start meeting the other characters, Ewan McGregor steps it up. The movie does kick into gear and has some really fun action sequences, some cool characters, and it took a really long time to get there. But Ewan McGregor, Chris Missani, who plays Shaw, what's his name, Sue? The other bad guy that's not Black Man. Black Canary is great, Huntress is great. I really kind of just wish they had become Birds of Prey sooner, because I don't think Harley Quinn was worthy of her own movie yet. I just think she works better in the ensemble, and for me at least, the character, as it kind of was forced. It felt very forced, so I want to get to your thoughts because I know you're a fan. So I want to have this sort of conversation with somebody here who's legit. Clearly, look, guys, she even has she has the roller skates. Yes. Legit fan. What did you think before I sort of ask you some questions? I'm curious.
Okay, so walking to the theater, I was on edge about it because I saw good reviews. I'm okay, it might be good, but at the same time I just had the burning thought of Suicide Squad in my head, so I'm like, shoot.
We all do, yes.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, so it might either be just as bad as it or it's gonna be better. It was a fine line between those two. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it. It was really funny. A lot of the action sequences were great. I loved it. All the violence.
There's a really good scene where there's a scene where she breaks into the prison, the police station.
Yeah.
And I'm just annoyed because I'm like, how come no one in the police station has a gun? It's just it's really distracting because no officer can take her down. But then midway through, she does this scene where she's sort of in the break room and these other people are coming at her. And there's some really cool sequences there where she's sort of fighting all the fellow prisoners. And so it was this weird fine line of wait a second, the police can't do it. But then it's constantly felt for me cool sequences mixed with confusing sequences. Did you have any of that vibe as well?
Yeah, I mean, okay, the fighting sequences some of them were a little cheesy, but at the same time they were really great at the same time. I liked I'm all for violence in movies, so I enjoyed all the butt kicking, but at the same time they kind of overdid it with some flips and stuff and other certain little things that they kind of overdid it with, but overall
it's a lot. It really felt like they were trying to be John Wick. They've said that it was Jackie Chan, John Wick, but there was a certain point where I just was it's too much.
Yeah.
It was how would she know all of this? It's so extreme. And then the other question I had for you was, did you have the feeling of I kind of needed Joker to be in it? Because he's such an important character in the storyline because she's moving on past him, that I kind of really wanted to see her take him on and say, F you, Joker. She's doing it, but he becomes sort of a big piece of the plot line, but it's not really a spoiler because he's not in the movie. And so they attempt to make Black Mask be the sort of a new person for her to say, I don't need your help. But did it feel forced or weird to you, or was it just me? I feel he's such a prominent part in the script. She's talking about him all the time, but then did you feel it would have been nice to see him as sort of the showdown at the end?
Yeah, even if he had just a small little cameo, I think it would have been better just to have in my mind, I'm thinking of the comics, when she's on her own doing her own thing, and then this one part of the comic book, she goes into the prison cell and she sees him and she beats the crap out of him because she was you don't owe me anymore, I don't need you, blah blah blah. So if they incorporate something like that from the comics, when one of the times that she meets Joker after she's on her own, I feel that would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, it felt like it was missing a moment there where it's all right, if Joker's gonna be such a prominent character, then you need to have a finale where she's gonna like sort of flip them off and do something.
Yeah.
And it felt like we never really got that. So it just felt disjointed because they do a lot of sort of justifying and explaining Suicide Squad. Like there's a point where she's like, you don't know me, but I beat a demon. Like she sort of does like a sort of a monologue walkthrough of sort of the things she's been through, including the Suicide Squad plot. So it's just, that's still my problem of like, I like the ending, I like the Birds of Prey, I wish they'd gotten there sooner, but there is still sort of like a little bit of a messy DCEU in there that for me tainted it a bit. And then it was sort of like, how do we let her stand on her own? Like I'm all for, it was nice to see, I do believe in like women empowerment, of course. It's nice to have a female-led superhero group that the characters were cool, but it does feel a little forced to get to it. And then it takes so long to get to it that it just was like, just make them Birds of Prey at the beginning. Like fast forward. We didn't even need the Joker plot as much. It was just like, yeah, 2 years ago we broke up, move on. But she's still like, I got me and Mr. J who's my security blanket, and now he's not here anymore. And now I gotta figure it out. I don't know, the voice started getting to me. Did the voice get you at all? Like she played, like, cause I know she's like being Harley Quinn, but like Margot Robbie's performance with like in small doses in Suicide Squad, I really enjoyed her.
Yeah.
But like when she's, for the first 45 minutes of the movie, her like full on thing, did it bother you at all?
Yeah.
So it's not me.
Sorry. No, it's not you. I mean, I know she's Harley, so she talks a lot, and she always has to give her 2 cents. But I mean, just like her voice. It's just her voice.
It's her voice. It's weird.
I know.
I like her, but
like
yeah,
her.
I didn't.
Don't get me wrong. I love Margot Robbie. Like, she's amazing. I love her. But like, just I don't know. What you saying earlier with the Birds of Prey, like they dragged it on until they finally got them together. I'm just like, could have happened in the beginning.
Yeah, it could have happened in the beginning, which would have been nice if they had it happen in the beginning, because it's called Birds of Prey. It's not called Harley Quinn. They're specifically like, they're taking pictures already. They're not. It's like, if you're gonna call it a Birds of Prey movie, you got to give us Birds of Prey, because when the Birds of Prey are there, it's awesome. So I'm excited for the opportunity of it as a franchise.
Yes.
It's clearly they're trying to build it up, and it seems like it's going to do really well this weekend. Early reviews have been really great. Do you think there's franchise potential to this?
I think so. I mean, I don't know if I see a second movie. Well, maybe I do. Okay, can I step back and say one thing I didn't like about it?
Yes. Yeah, go ahead. Say whatever you want.
Cassandra Cain.
Yes. Yeah, that's not how it is in the comics.
Not at all. Okay, when the trailers first came out, and okay, so it's not spoiling.
No, don't spoil. We're live. We're live in the world, so don't spoil.
But if it's in the trailer.
Sure, if it's in the trailer. Okay, just don't spoil the ending.
So in the trailer, when Holly's like, hold this, and she freaking throws the, TNT, whatever, behind her. Cassandra Cain, my coworker and I were talking about this. She's supposed to be like pretty much a mute, like assassin, or what? Not really assassin, but she's supposed to be mute, not talking, whatever. She's super like skilled and can fight and all that, but she's just a pickpocketing kid that doesn't know how to fight at all. It's like they completely like diverse from the entire character in this movie, and I'm just like. Can
you actually educate me and some of the audience, because I don't know Birds of Prey? So Cassandra Cain, right? She's like mute and.
Oh yeah. Okay, so. She was raised by, I forgot what their name were, but she was raised by like this group of people, and she was taught to never like really speak unless spoken to, so she was just pretty much mute the entire time, and they trained her to be like an assassin, but at the same time she didn't want to kill anybody, so she never, I think I got this right, I'm trying to like remember.
No, that's what I read up to beforehand, so but I was making sure I read it correctly.
So she never wanted to kill anybody, never wanted to hurt anybody, but she could still like whoop their butts. But
she's not that way at all.
Yeah,
she's just a
like,
kid with a broken arm pickpocketing people.
Yeah, like see in the trailer, and she's like, the first thing you see is her like throwing a TNT, blowing up somebody, and talking. 2 of the things that like her comic book character is like totally against. And I'm like, why? But it's how they do it in all these comic book movies.
Yeah, it's weird. So all right, but let's address the comment. Everyone's like, is it forced wokeness? Is it forced feminism? No, who cares? Who cares? It's strong women in a superhero. I didn't feel like it was forced or they were forcing feminism down my throat. I mean, there's some moments where they're clearly like girl power. It actually happens, but as I talk over the plane, there's clearly some like go women stuff, but who cares? I don't have a problem with it. I didn't feel overly woke or overly feminist. What do you think?
What's woke mean again?
Woke is just like it's jamming the politics down your throat of like, it's got to be like, men suck, women rule. Like that's what I didn't feel like it was doing that excessively. People are complaining that that's in all movies. We have to complain. But sure, if you are a misogynist who thinks that all movies starring women are against men, then you're gonna feel that way. But I'm confident, and I didn't feel that way at all. And I thought they were strong women, and they weren't like shoving it down my throat at all.
They got plenty of like, even like with Marvel and DC, they got plenty of like girl groups and whatever. It doesn't matter if they're like girls or not. They're still gonna kick butt. They don't need to like throw feminism in there or throw whatever. They're just superheroes. They're doing their own thing. Just leave it be.
Yeah, no, they're superheroes. And when I was just talking to people as they were leaving, it's pretty positive. And most of the women felt like, and guys were saying it was just nice to see a team up, younger people, just nice to see this team up, especially with women. So I support that. That's not the problem with the movie. The movie's just a little disjointed. The movie is a little tonally weird, and I feel like it gets going at the end. And this will be a better sequel when they can actually deliver Birds of Prey instead of just Harley Quinn annoyingly getting over the Joker. It's like the beginning half of her getting over the Joker. It's just like, come on, let's be strong women. You don't need to beat out the Joker, right? You don't need, but it is weird. I still want the Joker Harley Quinn movie, even if it's Jared Leto. What about you?
No.
No, I guess we've wiped Jared Leto out, so it's over.
I don't want to see another Hot Topic Joker.
What about Joaquin Phoenix in this Harley Quinn? That would be weird.
Oh man, okay, I have some fan art of that too on my phone. Not gonna lie, I do. But like, I wouldn't put it in a movie, but I would be lying if I said I didn't have fan art of that Joker and this Harley together.
Save it for fan fiction. There we go. Anyway, they're saying you're wrong about Cassandra as we're live. I don't know Birds of Prey. She might be wrong.
I'm probably
Look
wrong.
it up on Comicpedia, whatever, and figure this out. Anyway, regardless of that, the movie's fine. It's okay. There's some cool action sequences. It tries hard too many times, and her voice is grating in the beginning, and that's coming from someone who was a fan of her in Suicide Squad. Her and Deadshot, to me, made Suicide Squad. So in this one, I thought I would like it more, and I didn't. The feeling of the trailer, I see why the trailer was so disjointed, because the movie's a bit disjointed, but I do think they tried their best. Kathy Ann is a good director. I'm interested to see what she does next. And I think the star, for me, who's your favorite? I was gonna say Black Canary is the best for me.
Oh,
I liked her the best. She was cool. I don't forget her actress who played her, but I want to see more of her. She was fantastic.
Yeah, I do. I really like Black Canary.
Well, there you go. Thank you for the quick review. I couldn't do it at home, so I did it here with Harley Quinn. We were live. Leave your comments down below. Are you going to see the movie? I want to hear your thoughts. I look forward to when you see the movie. This is going to be a divisive movie. You can be sure we will talk more about this future episodes, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button. Leave a nice civil comment. And where can people find you?
Instagram, Katie Bear Cosplay, or KatieBear_media.
Cool. Go follow her cosplay stuff. Awesome. Now, do you regret this cosplay now that you've seen the movie?
Oh, hell no. I love dressing up. I've loved Harley Quinn since I was like, 14 or 15? No, she's my baby.
Jessie Smollett's sister? That's who that is? Really? Oh, I gotta look that up. Jessie Smollett from Empire. It's her sister, apparently. Anyway, no disrespect to her. She didn't lie. Come on, don't throw shade at her. She's great in this movie. But there you go. Look her up. Good job. I'm glad she doesn't regret the cosplay decision. It's always risky when you make a cosplay before you've seen the movie.
Yeah, but I mean, I just go based on I love Harley just from the comic books. That's where my love started from, the comic books, and from Batman the animated series is where my love sprouted. So
yeah, no,
I'll
all of
support
us.
her.
It's where she started. So awesome. Thank you for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week. Bye. Now, how do I do this? I don't know how to end it. I always mess up how to end it. Stop.